We are back, and it seems that counting from 1 to 250,000 takes some time, because this has only been tortured 5 times, but that's cool. Let us look. We're going to do print I. We're at 49,000. Oh dear. Sheldon is back. Hello, Sheldon. I know. No. We gotta work on this disk drive, Sheldon. We do. No, I've got stuff all around here. Thank you for coming. Hi, Sheldon. Yes, I know. Sheldon, for those who have not seen, Sheldon and his sister Penny came to us after they were, their mother was killed, they were barn cats, they were tiny, but they're okay. Aren't you, Sheldon? Yes, and as soon as I press record, Sheldon comes a-running. Hi, Sheldon. Okay, Sheldon, I gotta work on this disk drive. And it's gonna get intense, because I think I'm gonna take it all apart. Yes. I think so. So, our torture test shows that these chips that I took out of the other drive are fine. The drive mechanism seems to work fine. Everything is just dandy. So, what to do next? Well, Sheldon. There is not, to review, here's our little torture program. And you know what I might do, because the disk is all done, I might save. Torture. There. So I put that on my blank disk. I'll try to remember not to format it, but you know, if I do, I can always redo it. So,
You don't know the power of the dark side.
Indeed. So, I think it is time for a little more load runner on the screen. And a little more troubleshooting here. So, decisions. I think I'm going to turn this off. And I'm going to unplug it. And I'm going to grab my Mastercraft screwdriver. Oh, I think I've disturbed the demo. Oh well. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do in the spirit of troubleshooting is I'm going to try and isolate what is what. And how am I going to do that? Well, now I have some more screws that I don't really want to lose. And I have lots of screws over there. You know what? I'm going to set them on Darth Vader here. So, my plan in figuring out, by the way, in case you've not seen, what happened was I found a 1541 in the basement, and I set about testing it, And when I turned it on, there were no lights. The drive spun, and it was unresponsive. So I took all the main chips that were socketed, which is 5 chips, the 6502, the 6522s, both, there were 2 of them, as well as 2 ROM chips, a 901229-5 and a 325302-1. I took them all out and swapped them. Okay, so there's always more screws. So what I'm going to do, because I know that this board, which is on the other drive, is okay. It's the one I've been testing with. I'm going to disconnect this and take it right out. Oh. There we go. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, looks like 6, 7 screws. And I gotta very carefully unplug the power connector. This one, I think, is the LED at the front. And then there's the others. And you must be careful in unplugging them. There are wires attached. But each connector is its own thing. They all only go on, at least I think, well, they all have a little witness mark thing on the top of them that shows that goes towards the inside of the board. So as long as you get them on all the connectors. Oh, whoa, this one is stuck. Okay, come on, baby. There are, oh, holy mama. This is the longest of the connectors. I try not to hurt them, of course. I usually find a little wiggle does well. This one is being difficult. The connector for the LED has 3. There's another connector beside all these 3 that has 3. It's got brown and black wires, and then there's another one that has 6. The drive read-write one has 4, and then there's this one that has a bunch, and it doesn't want to come off. I'm going to push it back down for a second. I have never had, oh, okay, one of these gives so much trouble. So I think I've now, why is that not doing anything? Okay, so I think I have it where I can take the board right off. Ha-ha! So, I'll very delicately set that down. I'm going to pick this up so you can have a look. There is the inside without the board. There's a power supply, or transformer, down there. There's the actual disk drive at this end. There's a great big metal thing that holds it all together. I always like these kind of drives. I found the other ones that popped out, I don't know, cheap. Anyway, so this is all apart. And this is all the good drive that worked just dandy. And of course, do I have anywhere to set this? No, not really. What is going on here with this? Oh, maybe the cord in the way. So this is a good circuit board with good chips. Maybe it's time to reset. Load runner. So this looks much the same as that, except this is the one that did not want to function. So I'll swap them out. And I would like to think that there is a way to do all this without doing it. Oh. Wow, that screw is tight. What's going on here? Okay. I would like to think there's a way for me to do all this without having to take apart everything as much as I do have to take it apart. Oh, holy mama. I'm going to work on some other screws here. Remember, these screws have all been in position here. Golly, is it 40 years? Anyway, I'm going to turn this drive so it's completely on top of the other drives. I'm going to have another go. There we go, at this screw. There are 7 screws. I'm putting them all
I am your father.
on top of Darth Vader. And, whoop. We'll see what's what. So the idea here is I'm going to get this entire circuit board off of here and put the good one in its place. And then, if the drive works, then at least I know the drive mechanism is good. And if the drive doesn't work, then I know there is trouble with the drive mechanism. Now, I have not tried, troubleshooting it's a great thing as soon as you find the trouble. So there, the board is free. I'm going to disconnect, oh, that comes nice, all the connectors. The long ones usually are a little more difficult, and the power, and there. There's another circuit board. Now I'm going to look at it, as I do, and look underneath. I don't see any obvious signs of terribleness. So, this one, without any chips, or at least the 5 chips I took out, I'm going to set over here. And then, now, one thing, as I think back on this process, is certainly in dealing with the Commodore 64 years ago, if someone ever came in with a 64 they said didn't work, and 64 power supplies were notoriously bad, and sometimes damaging when they would fail, I would never plug our good 64 into their power supply. I would plug our power supply into their machine. Now, in this case, I don't remember ever a power thing going around bad on a disc, but it could be. So is this a little risky? Yeah, kind of, sort of, maybe. But we'll see. So I'm going to plug in all the connectors, making sure they're all pointing in the right direction. And yes, if you notice, I did not put all 7 screws in. Should I? Maybe. Am I going to? No. No, I am not. So, I have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 connectors over here. Okay, I'm going to just check and see how I feel about the board. You know what I might do? Yeah, maybe I'll put a screw in the side. Just in case. So out of the 7 screws, I have put in 3. Everything is looking good. I'm going to connect the power connector. I'm going to bring the power cord up, and I'm going to plug it in. The drive is still off. Now, could this do bad things? It is possible. Will it do bad things? I don't think so. But I have been wrong before. So I'm going to turn this on, see what happens. Okay, so the drive, it did spin. The light came up, the lights are on. This was not the way it was before. And so far, so good. Now I don't want to disturb Jumpman here for a moment. Oh, we have a low battery. Okay, that means we should press on here. So, is Mr. Jumpman going to get up and away? I don't know, he sure got a lot to do. Looks like he has to somehow dig his way down. Oh, look at that. I think he's going to get away. Maybe. Jumpman was one of the great games. Oh, here he goes, here he goes, here he goes. He's going to go up, he's going to go up. And he's going to get away to the next level. Which, oh my, it was a great time to test this disk drive. So now we're going to reset again. The drive, it does spin. Now this drive has probably not been on in, 20 years. Let's see what happens when we try and read the directory. The directory, it does read. Oh look, there's the torture program. Well, here's an interesting thing. Oh, no. Hang on. If I load the torture program, then I can run the torture program, and I will have the torture program, which, if you remember, if you look at the program here, I cleared the screen, I initialized, I formatted, then, oh no, I printed torture test again, and I formatted, I'm going to lessen the wait time on this by 90%. And I'm going to run it. And yes, will it format the disk? Eventually it will. So I'm just listening. It seems to be formatting. So, what have we learned about the drive that spins? Well, it does appear that the drive mechanism is not the problem. And it does appear that the 5 chips that I was able to pull out, because they're in sockets, was not the problem. And it does seem that the power supply in that disk drive is fine. It doesn't seem there's any trouble with the connectors, because this disk seems to be doing its thing. I think. Yep, it's still stepping away. So chances are something else on this board is bad. So, you know what we can do in our midst of the torture test? We can add a little thing in here. And I always like doing this. Let me just list that again. Don't need all that space in there, but it really doesn't matter. So all we're doing now, don't do that. It's funny, sometimes you try and save time, it doesn't go well. I'm going to change this to 11,101. So, now I'm going to clear the screen and I'm going to say go to 30. Go to 30. And if you look up there, it'll show us the count. So, what we have here is the 2/3 length board from a 1541 disk drive. It has all the chips removed that can be removed easily, and chances are something else is wrong. Now, there's always the horrible thought. Oh, we're counting. If I could put all the other chips into this board and then give it a go. And it might work. I'm not just sure if it's worth it at this time. So, we are counting, and well, we've had enough counting. We'll run. So we will format again. So, what do we know? Well, probably we have something else on that circuit board that is bad. And will we ever find out what it is? I'm not too sure. But anyway, this will continue to torture. And once it's finished, it will count. Maybe I should have had it clear the screen. Oh well. So what do we have? We have a working 1541 mechanism. We have a board from another drive that's in here. We don't have all the screws in place. And the troubleshooting continues. Somewhere I do have a soldering iron that can remove chips easily. I don't know where it is, though. And I'm not going to find it anytime soon. So, I suppose what I really should do, although I don't like the thought of doing it necessarily, is put all the good chips from the second drive that worked into that board and try and swap it in here. And just see. But not now. So, this drive seems to be working. I'm going to leave it to be tortured. And we will meet again. Peace be with you.